Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today on this video. So in today's video, I am going to do an update on weeks 18 and 19 on my Manjaro journey. And in this video, we're going to have a bit of a chat and a bit of a catch up, and I'll tell you my progress. But there's also a couple of things that I want to cover and share with you. And these are based on questions that I've been asked. Now, I am a weight loss coach. I've been coaching now for quite a few years. And a couple of my clients have asked me these questions because they're thinking of starting on Manjaro. They're on their weight loss journey and they're thinking about it. So as I've been coaching them, I thought, you know what, these are really good questions that I'm going to cover today in this video. So in addition to giving you my update, I'm going to share with you the supplements that I am taking, things that I eat, how I'm feeling in myself, but also two pertinent questions. One which is about ending my Manjaro journey and how I'm going to transition to that. And also a really great question I've been asked by my client about the long-term effects of taking Manjaro. So without further ado, let's get straight into this, guys. So let me just say, if you're new here, then it's great to have you. And if this is your first time finding me, clicking on the video, then it's great to know that you've clicked and you're watching. So as I mentioned, let me just give you a bit of a backstory. So I've been on a weight loss journey. I started off on Weight Watchers, and then I transitioned into intermittent fasting, which absolutely love and has really worked for me. And alongside that, mindful eating. Those are two methods that I feel when I started them, felt that I could do this long term. It was a lifestyle change for me, and those two has really sort of skyrocketed my weight loss. And at the point that I started Manjaro, I think I'd lost it was about 130 pounds in weight I'd lost. So just under 10 stone I'd lost. And then I'm type 2 diabetic, and my medical team put me on Manjaro. Was a bit unsure about it, but yeah, it's really helping me. So and on Manjaro, I have lost, as of this video, 29 pounds on Manjaro in 19 weeks. So without further ado, let me just jump into this. So 29 pounds I've lost altogether on my Manjaro journey. I'm just bringing up my computer so I can give you my numbers, my statistics, because yeah, I want to be accurate with this. So guys, I'm going to pop my tracker up here for you so you can see my progress, and I'm just going to run through this. So on my first month, I was on 2.5 milligram and lost 12.5 pounds in my first month. In my second month, I moved up to 5 milligrams and I lost 6 pounds in that month. So that was a running total of 18.5 pounds. In my third month, I stayed on 5 milligrams and I lost 5 pounds that month. That brought me to a total of 22.5 pounds. But I do want to point out that I did have a gain in that month, and I'm going to come back to that in a moment. In my fourth month, I lost 3.5 pounds. And that brought me to a total of 26 pounds. So then I moved up to 7.5 milligrams. Now, I will just say that I'm being prescribed my Manjaro via my GP because I'm type 2 diabetic. And normally they say that the rule is that they don't prescribe higher than 5 ml. Yeah, so 2.5 and 5 mil, and that's it. They don't go higher than that. But they have they are giving me 7.5 milligrams. So I'm on 7.5 milligrams, and as you'll see from the chart, my first week on 7.5, I lost 4 pounds. And then 2 weeks ago, I lost half a pound, which was week 18. And then week 19, which is last week, I had a 1.5 pound gain. In fact, it was 1.3, but I like just to round the numbers up. So pound and a half. So like with in week 9 and last week, I had a gain. So in 19 weeks, I've had 2 gains on Manjaro. And I just feel that it's really important to talk about this, because in the community, lots of people are getting really good results, and they're seeing consistent weight losses with maybe the odd stay the same. But personally, I'm not hearing about people gaining weight whilst on Manjaro, and I've had 2 weigh-ins where I have gained weight. So I just want to talk about that a little bit more, guys. So it's really important, and I'm talking with my cage hat on now, and as I talk with my cage hat, I really want to stress I'm not a medical professional, I'm not medically trained, and I'm not giving medical advice, but I am a trained and experienced weight loss and lifestyle and wellness coach. Yeah, so I think it's really important to talk about weight gains on Manjaro, because there may be occasion where you're not seeing weight gain. Sorry, you may not be seeing weight loss. In fact, I've had a couple of people share with me that they've started Manjaro and they've not lost an ounce, not lost a bean. However, there is a lady that I know, and she said to me the other week she's not lost an ounce. However, her diabetic metrics, her blood glucose levels, absolutely massive difference. So I would always say, think about why you're taking Manjaro. Is it because of health challenges? Is it because of type 2 diabetes? And if it is diabetes, you may see improvements and significant results with your blood glucose level, but not necessarily the scales, or it might be quite slow on the scales. But if you're not seeing weight loss, or if like me you've had 2 gains, I think it's really important to just go back a little bit and do a little bit of exploration. Be curious, become really curious in why you're not seeing results. And as I've said in my previous videos, Manjaro is a tool. It's not a magic drug. It's not a magic wand. It's a tool, and you've got to work with it. Yeah, you've got to work with it, and you can't expect to inject and just the weight fall off magically. You've still got to be eating right and doing all of those right things. Drinking your water, moving your body, getting sleep, because sleep is so important. It's more important than a lot of people realise, because our hormones, when we get good quality sleep, it settles our hormones, and then we don't wake up feeling hungry or craving carbs, or feeling having an off day, feeling down, and then we want to return to all of those high carb foods for that full sense of energy. So there's a whole science behind that, guys, which I'm not going to go into right now, but sleep is so important to the journey. But also really key is eating right and eating sufficient protein and also fibre, and making sure we get all of the nutrients, the minerals and vitamins that our bodies need. So if you're in a position where you're not seeing weight loss on Manjaro, definitely talk to your medical practitioner or your provider of your medication. But also definitely become curious and delve deep and look at what it is you're eating. Are you eating foods that are nourishing to your body? And I talked about this the other week, where I was really honest and said that I was filling up on snack type foods because I wasn't hungry, and then when I did come to eat my meals and my protein, I couldn't eat it, just a tiny bit. And you know, those snack foods are often called slider foods because they just slide through our digestive system really easily, and I was filling up on those. But when it came to eating the quality protein, the fish, the chicken, the pulses, the beans, didn't have any room for that, couldn't have that. And therefore my weight my weight losses were really, really small, like ½ pound and that. So I had to become really curious. And at that point, I even spoke to my medical team and said, I really need to go up to 7.5 because the 5 ml isn't working anymore. And when I became curious and I was really honest with myself, I realised actually it wasn't anything to do with the 5 milligram, it wasn't anything to do with Manjaro. It was me. It was me. And so when I realised that, became curious and started, you know, putting away the snack foods and going first for that quality food, my first week on 7.5 milligrams, I'd lost 4 pounds. Was that 4 pounds completely down to the 7.5? I honestly don't know. But what I do know is that, you know, once I started eating that quality food, I started seeing results again. So that being said, you might be saying, well, why have I gained? Why did back in week 9 I gained, and why have I gained last week? Well, again, I have to be really curious, have to go down and really think about what's going on with me. And I'll tell you, what's going on with me is my health. So as some of you know who follow me, I live with chronic illness and chronic pain constantly. Every single day of my life I'm in pain, and I live with a number of health conditions: SLE, lupus, type 2 diabetes, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, there's bursitis, there's a list that goes as long as my arm. And at the moment I'm really badly inflamed, and really struggling with inflammation and widespread pain. When I'm in pain, and because of the inflammation, I carry excess fluid. So, you know, I look at my face and I could tell straight away that I'm carrying fluid, because my face just looks fuller. It's not as, you guys, don't you? And I can just tell by my face that I'm carrying fluid. And when I lose weight, you'll often see it in my face first. So I'm carrying a lot of fluid. I've got problems with my shoulder. I've literally just had a scan, an ultrasound scan last week, because I have very limited mobility in my arm, in this shoulder, and also in my hips and in my knees and in my feet. So I'm really struggling at the moment. And when you're carrying excess fluid, whether it be through chronic illness or pain or any a variety of reasons. You know, it could be you're carrying excess fluid because, you know, you may have a inflammatory health condition. But whenever you're carrying excess fluid, it can show on the scales. It can show. So back in week 9, I gained a pound, but again, I knew that that wasn't fat. I knew that that was excess fluid. And sure enough, when my excess fluid and inflammation settled, the weight started to come off. And again, this week, really, and also last week, really badly inflamed. Even just doing everyday things like walking and moving, you know, getting dressed, getting up and down the stairs, I'm really struggling. So I know that that weight gain is inflammation. So it's, I think, really important, certainly for myself, to recognize that, and also to know, and let me just add, that has been my entire history in my weight loss journey. I've been on my journey now for 6 years, and that's been constant, you know, carrying fluid, and then as I lose the fluid, I see big losses on the scale. So, you know, sometimes it's easy just to blame the medication. But I know that for me, in this case, it's nothing to do with the medication, because I still have the restriction. Now that I'm eating, you know, good quality meals, and I'm having, you know, lots of protein filled meals, I'm still having my snacks, but those are still really reduced. So because I'm having, you know, my quality foods, I know that it's not because I'm eating excessive calories. I know it's because of the inflammation. So yeah, can't blame Manjaro for that. But I also want to talk about mindset, because in being a weight loss coach, I'm also a mindset specialist. I really specialize in helping people shift that mindset so that they see long-term success. And I've talked about mindset in my last couple Manjaro videos. I've just got to have a little sip. Oh, there we go. Get a bit dry. Mindset is so important, because, you know, when I started my journey years ago, I used to get so hung up with those numbers. If I saw a gain on the scale, my mindset would be gone. I'd want to give up on my journey, and I'd be like, this isn't working for me. And there were many times where I saw gains, weight gains, because of my health and other things, but also lots of stayed the same, where there was no loss, no gain. And as a coach, I've also seen people in that area where it's easy to get really upset because you've not seen the results that you want on the scale. It's really easy for the mindset to go. So, you know, what really helped me on my journey was not to focus on that number, you know, not to focus on the number on the scale, but to think about the long-term journey, and also all the other things that I'm noticing in my body. So one of the things that I love to do is try on clothes. And the other week I bought a pair of jeans. Well, I bought 2 pairs of jeans, and one of them I had to take back. So one was a size 18 and one was a 20, and I sent the 20 back because I looked at it, I thought, Angela, why have you even bought that? And let me just add, these were no stretch denim, no stretch at all. So I kept the 18, and the 18 was big, but I thought, a 16 is going to be it's not going to fit me, it's not going to go up. So I kept the 18, and I wore the 18 once, and I tried them on today. I was going to wear them out. I'm going to have to give them the weight. They're just way too big. I'm going to have to, and like, I was trying to hitch them up with a belt, but you know, my belts are too big for me now. So it's things like that that I like to focus in on, rather than just that number. But I don't want to minimize it, because I know that for so many people that number is really important. And if it is, then you know, if you're having a gain or stay the same, then you've got to find a way to navigate that and move past that and push past that and think longer term. So yeah, so whilst I've seen a gain, I know why I've seen a gain, but I'm not letting that affect my mindset. I'm just pushing through that, because, you know, my weight loss journey is about improving my life, improving my health. But being on Manjaro, it's allowing me to really embed healthy habits, but also helping me to explore my relationship with food, because it was having a poor relationship with food that got me, well, 10 stone overweight. Yeah, when I started my weight loss journey, that's what I wanted to lose, 10 stones. But if I'm honest, it's more like 13 stone overweight. That's what not having a good relationship with food caused. So Manjaro, I mean, I've learned a lot on my 6 years on my journey, but Manjaro is really helping me to solidify and to embed healthy habits so that I can repair the relationship with food. And it's really helping me to do that. When I started intermittent fasting and mindful eating, I realised I didn't need as much food as I thought I did. Really didn't. And now that I'm in Manjaro, it's helped me to even narrow that down and to say, actually, you know, I've got a lot of energy on my body in the form of fat, and I need sufficient food to fuel my body and to give my body the nutrients that it needs. But I was having a massive excess of that, and my body couldn't use that, and therefore it stored it as fat, and it stored it as 13 stones worth of fat. Yeah. Oh, 200 pounds worth of fat. So it's really helping me to explore and navigate the relationship with food, which I'm just going to jump straight into one of the questions that one of my clients asked me, because I think this is really pertinent. And they asked me, am I not concerned about, and they asked me about coming off Manjaro, and how will that affect me, and do I see myself gaining weight? And my response to them was no. I don't anticipate gaining weight when I come off Manjaro, because, and this is just for me, guys, this is not general and everybody will be different, but for me personally, I don't anticipate gaining weight, because I am using my time on Manjaro and using what I've learned over the 6 years to lose nearly 160 pounds. I'm using that to help me really fix my relationship with food and to make lifestyle changes that's going to serve me for the rest of my days. So that, for me, that's been one of the key things that intermittent fasting, mindful eating, and now Manjaro is really taught me. And yes, there are times where, you know, I go out for a meal with my family and my friends, and I think, oh, I wish I could just, you know, finish the plate and enjoy it. But then I catch myself and I think, no, that was the old Angela. That was the Angela that would finish the plate, have seconds, have a starter, have knock back a couple of drinks, and then get home and then eat again. And that was what caused me to become so ill and gain the weight. So it's really teaching me that actually I could still have fun. I could still eat meals out with my family and friends. I could still go out for lunches. And in fact, you know, I run a meetup group and we go out regularly to theatres, to, you know, different shows, and often we go for meals as part of that. And I could still go and enjoy that with my family and my friends and not feel that I'm missing out, because it's a lifestyle choice that I've made. Yeah, a lifestyle choice. So I don't worry about ending Manjaro. And there will come a point where I do end it. I'm having my review next month. So at the 6-month point, my feeling is that my medical team may start taking me back down Manjaro with a view of coming off it. And that's my view. But I'm not concerned about that, because if there's anything that I've learned on my journey, it's how to lose weight and how to keep it off. Yeah. And that's the one thing that I teach my clients, is how to lose weight. And just because you're on a medication or you joined up to a slimming club, you're counting calories, you've got this app, that's the surface level. Yeah. When I understood how to lose weight, what happens in my body to lose weight, everything changed. So yeah, you know, I'm not worried about ending Manjaro, and it is gonna come. It is definitely gonna come, but I'm using this time to really make that lifestyle change for the better. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the supplements that I use, because again, that's a question that I've been asked. Now, because of my health, I have regular blood tests. Goodness me, I've got blood tests coming out of my ears. I've already had one so far, and we're only in beginning of March, and I think I had about 5 or 6 last year. And they test for different things. So the one thing I always ask when I go to see my medical team is, what's my you know, what's going on in terms of, you know, my vitamin A, vitamin D, my minerals, all of that. I always ask, okay, and they test for those things. The selenium, the chromium, the magnesium, all of those things they test for when I ask them. And everything, I'm proud to say, I'm really happy to say that everything, apart from one, is as it should. Yeah, as it should be. Everything, even my iron is good. And I, you know, for years I suffer with anemia as well, and my iron is always constantly low, but everything at the moment is good. The only thing that is low is my vitamin D, but that's not unusual. Most people in this country who live in the UK have low vitamin D because we don't see the sun often enough. But other than that, everything is good. However, I still like to top up. So before going out and getting vitamins and minerals, personally, I like to get blood tests, because you can have too much good thing, yeah. And some, if you take supplements, and I know that there's within the community there's this big craze about taking lots of supplements. Taking supplements, if you don't need them, if your body doesn't need them, can be quite dangerous. Yeah. So my tip for you as a wellness coach is, before you rush out and start taking vitamins and minerals, you know, speak to your medical team and get a blood test and see where you're at with your vitamins and minerals. And I always encourage people to get those vitamins and minerals from food. And you'll see, I will drop a link below, or it's in my shorts, where now that we're in smoothie season, I'm having lots of smoothies with a few supplements in there as well, just to boost me a little bit. But I'm just going to show you what I'm taking at the moment. So I picked this one up. This is Vitawell Beauty, and this is for skin, nails and hair. And this was from Aldi's. It contains biotin, zinc and selenium. Now, whilst I'm not low in these minerals, I'd want to take the extras, because my hair's fine, you know, but and my skin, no problems with my skin, but my nails are so weak and so brittle. Now, that's not because of Manjaro, that's because of my health, and I've always had weak nails. And then on top of that, I've worn acrylics for years, so I've taken my acrylics off. I want to strengthen my nails, so I'm taking these gummies. They're really nice as well, really nice to take. You know, they're tasty. Yeah, they're like sweets. But yeah, you take 2 a day. Then my medical team always says to me, just as a top up, take a multivitamin. They do recommend for me an A to Z, which I have been taking, and I take an A to Z every day. And an A to Z, so let me just explain, these are just everyday multivitamin gummies, and these contain lots of vitamins, biotin, zinc and iodine, okay? But with an A to Z, it's complete. It contains the whole range of vitamins and minerals that the body needs. So magnesium, chromium, selenium, zinc, iodine, the whole range of vitamins. So my medical team always recommends just take an A to Z. So my A to Z had finished, or well, nearly finished, and I saw these multivitamins and I thought, I'll give these a go. And the next ones I pick up will be an A to Z. And then the only other, well, I said the only other, then I'm also taking vitamin D, because again, my lupus nurse recommended that I have vitamin D, and it's something I need to take every single day, because we don't see the sun in this country. So yeah, so I picked this one up, and my vitamin D was the only mineral in my body that was low. Then 2 other things. Now, you might not be so familiar with these, but I'm just going to show these to you. Oh, let me just say, these 2 were from these. Let me just show you these 2. The gummies, the multivitamins, and this hair, skin and nails was from Aldi. And then this, and these were, sorry, this one was $4.99, this one was $3.49, something like this, and then this one was from Lidl, and this one was, I think it was about $3.49, something like that. Okay, then the other thing that I like to take is this. And if you're from a Caribbean background, you may recognise this. This is Irish sea moss. And this contains, I absolutely love this. This, I have to take my glasses off to read it. It contains 92 essential vitamins vital for health. It's anti-inflammatory. It helps to reduce swelling, improves mobility, and it boosts the immune system, and also it's good for digestive health. And what this is seaweed. It's a seaweed and a sea moss. So I get this from Amazon, and it comes dried. It's dried seaweed like this. And then what you do is you hydrate it, and then you blend it up. I will make a video and pop it on my channel at some point, guys. So you give it a really good wash. You hydrate it, leave it to soak overnight, and then you blend it up, and then it becomes a gel. And I'm making and having lots of smoothies at the moment, and I put it in my smoothies, the gel. So I'm getting that extra boost of all those nutrients and minerals. And then the other thing that I do take is this moringa. Again, it's known as the miracle tree. It's rooted in Ayurvedic, I hope I've said that right, Ayurvedic healing, which is an ancient Indian healing system, and it's classed as a superfood, and it comes from the leaves of moringa, from the moringa tree, and it's ground down, and this comes as, just trying to open it for you, it comes as a powder like so, and then I put this in my smoothies as well. So all of these just help to boost my immune system. Not that I need them, because my blood tests show that I'm absolutely fine, but it's just to give me that extra boost. But as I say, guys, if my advice to you is certainly check with your GP or your medical practitioner before you start taking supplements, because some supplements, if you have too many, it can cause problems, so yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go further into that. Because I'm not a medical practitioner. I am a trained coach and a wellness coach, but I'm not a medical practitioner. Okay, but yeah, there are some contraindications with some supplements, so just be very careful with that. So there's the supplements that I'm taking. So what do I eat in a day? So because I'm eating a small amount of food, that's why I like to go for my smoothies. And if right through spring and summer, I'm on my smoothies, and I will put some pictures up here, and I have just done a video on how I make my smoothies. I have written an ebook with smoothies and juices recipes, and what I'm finding is, because smoothies for me are a brilliant way of getting my nutrition in, because nutrition for me is king. And if I can't eat the bulk food in its normal state in quantity, then I'm going to get my nutrition in different ways, because it's so important to me. As part of my, as I was really understanding how to lose weight, I did a course in nutrition. So yeah, so it's really serving me. So I know that getting my nutrition in is so important, because that's going to make my body strong and healthy whilst losing weight. So smoothies are a great way of getting my nutrition in without the bulk. So I've recently done a video, I will drop it in the link, where I made in my smoothies, I've put a little bit of fruit, but I've put avocados in, I've put spinach in, sometimes I do things like kale and mango. That's a beautiful smoothie, mango and kale. And then I put my sea moss in with all the extra nutrients, and then my moringa goes in there. I used to put things like spirulina in, and my greens. So yeah, it's a great way of getting the nutrition in. So now that we're in spring, I'm having, in the morning, I do like to have a smoothie. So have that. I also do, I need to get my juicer out, but I'm going to go back to having my ginger shots. I do ginger, turmeric and a half an apple. Knock that back. You can buy them in the shops, but so much better if you can buy those ingredients fresh and just juice it and knock it back. Yeah. So do my ginger shots. Well, I'm going to start my ginger shots, but I have my smoothie in, like today I've had my smoothie this morning, and then that just really fills me up. And we're now, what time is it now? It's so it's nearly 6 o'clock now, and I haven't eaten. I am gonna eat. I've got some chicken and a salad, a small salad, so I'm going to eat that. Not particularly hungry, but I know that I need to get some nutrition in, so it'll probably just be a small amount. But because I've had my smoothie this morning with all of those nutrients in, I know I've put goodness into my body. So yeah, and then I like to drink my tea. I'm also drinking my water, really, really important. And I'd struggle in the winter to drink just plain water. I can drink plain water in the summer when it's hot, no problem. But this time of year, we're still in March, I struggle to drink just plain water. So I put squash in it. So there's orange squash in there. I don't tend to do the sugar-free stuff. I just put a little bit in just for the taste. So yeah. And I like my snacks. I ain't gonna lie, you know, I do like a snack or two, but I do tend to limit those, and maybe just have, you know, 1 or 2 snacks per week. Yeah, because what I'm trying to do is normalize things for me. I don't want to cut things out completely. I just want to normalize it. So when I do come off Manjaro, it's normal for me to have a smoothie, to have a small chicken salad meal, to have a little snack. It's normal. And if I'm with my grandchildren and they've got sweets, I will have a sweet. Yeah. So just trying to normalize those things. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm eating at the moment. I will try and do more shorts around what I eat in a day, but I've been asked for content around that, but I haven't provided much because there's not much for me to add. Let's be honest, there's not a lot, but I will look at maybe doing some shorts, because I do things like omelettes, and last week I was really enjoying a fried egg with some baked beans on a small slice of toast. I was really enjoying that. So yeah, I will try and do a bit more content around that for you. I mentioned my clothes. Oh, let me just add, I'm not tracking. Tracking's not for me. I've tried tracking. No, it doesn't work for me, but definitely mindful eating works for me. And I'm still practicing intermittent fasting. I don't tend to eat after 7 o'clock. And that still works for me. And it's even easier now on Manjaro. And there's a lot of science behind intermittent fasting. If you want to know more about that, Google Dr. Minzy Peltz or Dr. Jason Fung, F-U-N-G. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Absolutely cracking scientific research behind that, and how, you know, going back to our body's natural state can really help heal our bodies, but also really support with weight loss. But yeah, I'm sold on intermittent fasting, but I suggest you know, if you're interested and want to know more, do your own research, because it doesn't work for everybody. It worked for me. And I was yo-yoing on Weight Watchers, And as soon as I laid that to rest and started intermittent fasting, weight just fell off me. Just really came off. So yeah, it really works for me, but it's not for everyone. And then my clothes are still really, I'm feeling really good in my clothes. As I mentioned with my jeans, I need to take them back. I need to get a size 16 in my jeans, which I'm really surprised about, because these are like no stretch whatsoever, none whatsoever. So yeah, really pleased with that. And recently did a try on haul with some pajamas, and I ended up taking them all back, but then buying some pajamas, and I ended up buying the small, which is the size 8 to 10. Now normally I'm not an 8. No way am I 8. I wouldn't even on a typical day go and pick up a size 10. You know, I used to be a size 24, 26, but I can now fit into a Primark size 8 to 10 in their pajamas. And depending on the cut and the style and the fabric, in Primark, I typically go for small, which is a 10 to 12, or a medium, which is up to 14. So yeah, so I'm really pleased, because back in the day it would be the XXL I'd be going for, and I'm still on the journey of trying to get comfortable with going and selecting those sizes rather than going straight to the back of the rail. So yeah, clothes are feeling good, other than my aches and pains in my joints, which is nothing to do with Manjaro. Yeah, you know, all is going well. I do want to pick up on the question that my coaching client asked me, which was about the long-term effect of Manjaro. And the simple and the short and the honest answer is, we don't know. Nobody really truly knows. And the reason my client asked me this is because they're on a weight loss journey, and you know, they're making mindful food choices. They're not following a plan or a program. They're not doing Weight Watchers or Slimming World or counting calories, anything like that. They are just making mindful choices and going for smaller portions. And they asked me the question because they're thinking about going on Manjaro, and we don't know. With any kind of medication that goes on the market, it goes through rigorous testing first, and they do trials. And the Manjaro was being trialed for diabetics, on diabetics, and then they realized the side effect was weight loss. So it's become known as the weight loss injection, but typically it was being developed for type 2 diabetics. But we don't know. We just honestly don't know. And you know, I mean, speaking to my pharmacist, who, you know, once the doctor is given the go-ahead, he dispenses it. He says that there is anecdotal evidence coming out that when people come off Manjaro, they're seeing weight gain. Okay, there is anecdotal evidence of that, but he also says it's just too early to really know. It takes about a good 15 to 20 years before we see the impact of things, you know. And I was saying to my client that when cigarettes, you know, became popular back in the day, the medical profession used to encourage people to smoke. Yeah, they used to recommend smoking as a way to relieve people's stress. And then it took 20 years and more before they realised, you know, it's the whole generation. It takes a generation, because they started to then see the side effects. You know, people developed addiction, they found it hard to come off. Then all the diseases that were linked to it, emphysema, lung cancer, you know, all the skin problem, all of these things, it took years before they recognised that smoking is bad for us. And then we've had years of trying to reverse that. And then there's other drugs, you know, we all know about the drug thalidomide, which they were given to women in pregnancy, and it took years before they realised actually that caused deformity with children, well, in fetuses and babies. There's been other medications that have had to be withdrawn and stopped because, you know, they've realised that actually it's, you know, it's contraindicating. It causes problems, more problems than it solves. So with Manjaro, we don't know. That's, you know, we just don't know. And for some people, you know, it works. Like, again, another one is like within COVID jabs. Yeah, the COVID jabs. Some people can take it. It's having, you know, no effect on them, no nasty side effects. Other people have had it and they've had serious side effects and even have died. So, yeah, we just don't know. We really, really don't know. But is that a reason to not take it? Only you can answer that. Only you can answer that question. I know for me, the reason I took it was because when I realised my risk of living with uncontrolled type 2 diabetes, it wasn't a risk I was prepared to live with. I have type 2 diabetes runs in my family. My dad's cousin is for many years lived with an amputated foot, or rather an amputated leg because of it. We've got family members who, you know, live with blindness in their eyes. We've got family members who have, you know, experienced stroke and other serious conditions because of uncontrolled type 2 diabetes. And my father, he died of type 2 diabetes complications. So the you know, the future for me with uncontrolled type 2 diabetes wasn't looking good. And then with all my other health problems, I was like, no. And then on top of that, obesity and living with obesity, which people don't talk about a lot. You know, there's a lot of health risks and side effects and challenges living with obesity. But people don't talk about that. But yeah, you know, it's something that I think needs to be spoken about more. So for me, I was like, it's a risk that I'm prepared to weigh up and to take, but it's not going to be long term for me. There will be a point where I do come off the medication. But yeah, only you can make that decision. Only you. But do your research, speak to your medical team. Go and speak to your medical practitioner who knows you, who knows your health, and who can give you the best advice. But of course, listen to others, but don't take it as gospel. You weigh it up and speak to your medical practitioner. So guys, there we go. In total, I have lost 27.5 pounds in 19 weeks. And I've had 2 gains in week 9 with a pound gain, and last week with a £1.5 gain. But I've been curious and I know why. I still expect this week when I'm weighing on Saturday to possibly see a stay the same, might even have another little gain, or I might just have a tiny loss. But until my inflammation goes and is reduced in my body, then, you know, it's something I have to live with. But my habits around healthy eating is still there. And now that the weather is getting a little bit warmer, I'm trying to move my body a bit more. I've been out in my garden. You might have seen some videos from, you know, out in the garden doing a little bit of work there. And that's just to get my body moving. So yeah, so guys, how are you doing? How are you doing on your weight loss journey? Are you on a weight loss journey? Are you on Manjaro? Or maybe you're following a plan, Weight Watchers Slimming World, maybe you're counting calories, or, you know, tracking your macros. How are you doing? I'd love to know. Drop a comment in the comment section below. So guys, yeah, you know, that's my update for weeks 18 and 19. And the reason I didn't bring week 18 was, you know, let me be honest, I just wasn't feeling it. I was just in so much pain and discomfort. Yeah, I just, you know, and I'm okay with that, and I hope you are too, and that's why I've done this catch up. Okay guys, so that's it from me. If you're at this point, then thank you so much. I do appreciate you. I'm on a journey, another journey, not just my weight loss journey, but a journey to grow my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed, then I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, but also click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload another video. And feel free to share this video with someone that you think may benefit from it. Yeah guys, the other way that you can help me on grow this channel is by watching another video or two. I would really appreciate that. So guys, that's it. I'm off to eat my chicken salad now, and I will see you very soon. Take care guys. Bye.